Well, welcome to the GLAM Digital Showcase. It's going to be very glam. I'm Trefethen. I'm the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for People and GLAM. It's a mixed portfolio. And I'm really delighted to be able to welcome you to this showcase this evening. It's been 3 years since we launched the GLAM digital strategy. Some of you may have been here for that launch. We had a great time. And in those 3 years, we've really achieved a huge amount. A lot of it, the less sexy part of digital. They're putting in the infrastructure so that we don't lose our digital collections, the capability to share collections and the like. And I'd just like to say a thank you to everybody who has worked really hard to get us to this point where we can begin to build on the GLAM infrastructure, as it were. So, tonight you're going to see some of the digital projects that are looking at how do we expand our user experience, how do we bring in our stakeholders, how can we keep our collections in digital form for the future and share them more broadly. Tonight we've got a number of presentations here. And then we've got some, what do you call them, stalls? Yeah, stalls, where you'll be able to see more about some of the digital activities that are ongoing, and where you'll be able to share in what my colleagues call a grown-up beverage. We might have some ungrown-up beverages too. The strategy was, as I said, launched over 3 years ago, and it's really acted to enable us to bring together and develop teams across GLAM to be able to bring forward these projects and for us to be able to embrace the opportunities that digital gives us. And those opportunities are vast and enormous. When you think about all of our collections, and the researchers not only within the university but outside of the university who want to access them, of the school kids who want to know more about them. And they are globally important collections. So the fact that we are able to go forward in a digital virtual world is fantastic. Over the last 12 months, the GLAM digital strategy supported the delivery of a wide range of projects, and I think you're going to hear about some of those from Nick later, but they include the collections online, the new visit website from the Bodleian, a search and discovery project, and importantly, the contactless donation technology. I hope you've all tried that out. In the information fair later, you'll have the opportunity to see more of the projects, and you'll be able to see how we have focused specifically on enhancing user experience. There's no point us being able to create digital versions of the collections if we don't make them in an accessible way for our different sets of stakeholders, and that is varied in how we need to do that. We want high definition images for the researchers, and they want to be able to collect and annotate those, but it's a very different use for the general public, and the use of video as well as our 3D and other digital objects. The GLAM labs, which we'll be hearing about today, have been funded by the IT Innovation Challenges. I'm very glad to see some of our IT innovation colleagues here. And there are 4 projects which were run jointly by colleagues in GLAM and by academic departments, from digital making activities for families and young people to social media data to better understand visitor engagement. And you're going to learn more about those, I hope, shortly. Over the course of the next hour, you're going to hear from 3 of those teams. For those of you who got excited and thought there was a tray of ice cream down here, it isn't, but I know it's something very exciting about one of these projects. So you're going to hear from 3 of the teams, but before we get to that, I'm going to hand over to Nick Perry, our Digital Strategy Programme Manager, and Jenny Townsend, the GLAM Digital Engagement Lead, who are going to give you a brief introduction. Before I do that, I just want to thank the teams and everybody who's been involved in creating this evening. I think it's going to be fabulous that we can all engage in this, and I hope that you will leave here feeling more informed and inspired. Enjoy. Nick.
Thank you, Anne. As she said, my name's Nick Perry. I'm the GLAM Digital Programme Manager. I came into this role about 6 months ago. So over those 6 months, I've been learning a hell of a lot about GLAM, about the individual institutions and about the programme as a whole. And so just to provide a sort of context and some summary around that, the GLAM Digital Programme is a large collection of projects, a portfolio of projects representing an investment of over £4 million going on into 2022. Without wanting to go into detail, but just to give you some examples, the GLAM stakeholders highlighted 4 key priority areas for the programme. The first being infrastructure, which Anne alluded to with regards to thinking about the hardware and the kit that keeps all these systems alive in the background. Then it's about digital collections and primarily really about the digital platforms that are going to enable everybody to be able to access and be able to see our collections. So going forward, the programme will be overseeing the rollout of the museum's online collections. We've already done that here at the Natural History Museum, but it will be going on to the History of Science Museum, Pittsburgh's Museum and the Ashmolean. Then there's also the CMS and DAMS project, which is essentially looking at the collection artefacts, the metadata, the visual images that are associated with them, bringing those onto a central system so that accessibility is easier and they can also be mapped onto other digital platforms and channels. The third key priority area was preservation, with regards to embedding processes and uniform standards to digital preservation across all the collections and ensuring that's established across GLAM. And then the fourth, thinking about innovation and collaboration, was research, teaching and public engagement, which, as Anne's already alluded to, we're going to see some talks which highlights the achievements that have been happening there. But in addition to that, we have been rolling out contactless donation booths, feedback booths, and doing a lot of work with regards to the various websites and the accessibility for the public there to the collections and content that the university has. So in summary, the programme is ultimately about accessibility to the digital collections, the unique collections, and being able to make that possible. The programme's always evolving. I said that we've got funding until 2022, but continuing in this year, we're going to be looking at and identifying what new projects we want to do, what new opportunities there are. So if you want to learn more about the programme or if you have any ideas, feel free to talk to any of my colleagues or myself later on. And then I said I've been in the role for 6 months, and ultimately what I've recognised is there's a lot of hard work and a lot of skilled people at all the GLAM institutions, across the GLAM institutions, and then in the academics who are all working really hard to make this programme deliver. And so today is really about a celebration of that, seeing what's been achieved, and ultimately saying a big thank you to everybody who's involved in their hard work. Thank you very much.